morning, welcome to my channel. Today is the 21st of June 2021. And we are finishing our Riverbend canvas. This is the third time I started to make this video. Hopefully this time it will work. How are you doing today? Tomorrow, we will have an unboxing. I'm expecting a package. Hopefully. So this is the bottom corner. This is all that we have left to do. So I am definitely not wanting to dump the drills, but I do. I think we need the other diamond painting pan. I might have to refill it because I have been busy. And I am also waiting for a plumber to come here. And fix certain issues in the bathroom that we have not been able to fix. And I do not like crooked. Yeah, this is what I mean about multiplacing. If I'm going to spend my time fixing it, then I might as well do single placing. Right. However, we have multiplacers for a purpose. I think I will have to practice more as far as using multiplacers. Actually, I'm expecting 3 packages. So far, not one of them showed up. And with the heavy traffic we have over here on Main Street, sometimes I have difficulty hearing the bell. You know, I have to open the door for them to come in. This is one of those high security, one of the thingamajiggers, you know. However, the new tenants keep on leaving the entrance door open. So we are paying for high security, but it doesn't really work if they do not close the door. You know, then you can only come in with a key and a code. So they have been advised to kindly close the blasted door after themselves. I presume they are so late and going to school. You know, the kids are very nervous right now because they are taking their end of the year exams. And those that are in high school are also doing their entrance exam. So the point that they get on their final exam goes towards their ability to attend the college or university of their choice in September. So this is why they're extremely nervous about these exams, which I can understand. I went through it myself. It is very stressful. In Hungary, there are written exams and there are oral exams, so you have to do it twice. However, you can do a lot of good with the oral exams. Depends on how well you can explain yourself, you know. So majority of the time, you know, if the students attended school regularly, have done their yearly work, you know, homework, projects, what have you, they really don't have very much to worry about. I mean, you know, we do tell the students that if you have not learned it during the school year, you are not going to learn it the night before the exam. So it is better, it's advised to get a good night's sleep, have a good breakfast. They are allowed to take snacks, you know, take candy bar, drinking water, what have you, to the exam room with them to, you know, keep up their blood sugar, have their little brain working properly. So I think this is excellent advice. Don't cram the night before, because sometimes what happens is that your mind will draw a blank. So instead of doing good by cramming the night before, you have really, shall we say, shot yourself in the foot. I didn't understand the prospect of this, you know, when it was told to me, because I figured, oh, yeah, I'm going to stay up all night and I'm going to study and it's going to be good. And no. Now it is explained to the student why you should not do that, you know, from experience. And anyway, your teachers already know what you are capable of. So this is what I mean when they do the oral exam, you have a good chance of improving your grade and getting more points. Now the point system, it what throws in a lot as far as your acceptance to your choice of higher education. And it is recommended now, because we don't have enough people that go to technical schools, you know, like seamstresses and waiters and chefs and stuff like that. So it is recommended that if you have a feeling that you want to pursue a certain, I can't think of it now. If you want to do something else besides getting a diploma, that there's excellent opportunity for you in the workforce getting a profession. Like, I've been looking for a plumber for a week and I can't find one. Now, my son has a degree in carpentry, and he can get a job in any country around here. I am in Europe, because there's such a need for, you know, professionals. You know, electrician, plumbers, carpenters. in the building industry, there's lots of building going on. So it is advised that perhaps if you don't make it, to college or university in the first try, go for a profession, go for a, technicum. This is what it's called over here. 2 or 3 years. And then, if you wish, you can still go on to higher education. But the positive aspect of this is you have something in your hand you can always fall back on. And believe me, people have discovered during these hard times that we have, been through, it is a very good idea to be able to stand on more legs. This is what we call in this country having more professions. Then you can pick and choose, A lot of people have discovered that their diploma isn't worth as much as a degree from a technicum, where out of the 3 years, you actually have 2 years on job experience. Now, you know that if you ever went looking for a job, you're fresh out of school and they expect you to have job experience. Now, how can you have job experience if you're fresh out of school? Nobody tells you that. So this is why I advised my son, okay, you didn't get into university, go for something you love, and you truly love this profession. Well, right now, he drives international rigs and gets excellent pay. But he knows that at any time, he's still very young. He can return, go on to higher education. In the meantime, he can always support himself by working at a job with high pay. And yes, he does drive a rig internationally. This is where the money is. At age 25, he was able to purchase his own house, his own car, paid for the special license that is needed to drive these international rigs. They're very tough. And they are highly needed because it does cost so much. Now, a lot of the companies will pay for the chauffeurs to go through this training, but then that means that you are obligated to work for that company that paid for your training, whether you like it or not, or else repay them for the price that they paid for your training, which my son decided he would rather be independent and pick and choose the company which gives the best service for their drivers, because some companies don't care about their drivers. And there have been serious issues as far as overworking, not keeping in with the regulations as far as rest and time off that is regulated by law. And you have to meet the regulations for all the countries that these drivers go to. You really have to stay on the ball, because laws and regulations change. Sometimes they send these drivers out, with the instructions, this is this and this is the regulation. And then they go there, and all of a sudden they changed the laws and what have you. and then the drivers are stuck. So you want to try to associate with a company that has, a backup crew to come and get you if you get into a problem, because you're not allowed to use the local like repair service or anything like that. No, you must wait for your company's rescue truck to come pick you up, tow the truck that is not working, tow it back to Hungary to one of the repair services shops that's located close to the border. So this really costs a lot of money. Because right now, when you look into it, you are having 2 trucks that are not working. And nowadays, believe me, they need every single vehicle that can roll on the highway. They were making real big stink about, the truck drivers, until the Truck Driver Association spoke up and said, hey, we are out there on the road. We cannot even go to the bathroom because of certain restrictions. They're not allowed to get out of the truck, not even to use the bathroom or take a shower or do whatever is necessary. Although they are all vaccinated, unless they have a health issue and they could not be. In which case the health issue is stated why they are not, and they have a negative test. Okay. So they said, look, if we don't deliver the food, if we don't deliver the material for the factories to keep going, everything will come to a stop. Do not blame the truck drivers for spreading anything, because they are not in contact with anybody. The loading and the unloading goes by machines. The truck drivers, most of them now, they present the papers needed for loading and unloading through the computer. So there's absolutely no contact with them in any way. So finally, they have come to their senses after the truck drivers threatened with strike. Then they said, hey, look, you will not even get your medicine, because we are delivering medicine. We are delivering all kinds of supplies. I mean, my son waited on the border for 12 hours. This was before his wedding day. Because one of the stations did not communicate with the other one that they were supposed to let the Hungarian truck drivers through. They forgot to tell each other, quote, unquote. So he was sitting on the border in the truck for 12 hours. No food, no shower, no bathroom, nothing. Well, of course, there was a big stink about it. First of all, why was he scheduled to work on his wedding day? Because there's an emergency. Oh, really? So you actually do need the truck drivers to deliver essential goods, huh? Well, of course, they apologized left and right and forward and backwards. However, this did not cancel out the stress the whole family had And of course, we were worried about him, on the border. There are other problems, such as surprise cargo that the drivers are not aware of, and that they're accused of trafficking, etc., etc. So there have been a lot of changes, and people coming to their senses that the importance of these guys are not to be underestimated. Some of them did have to have a bit of talking to but the company that my son works for demands that you follow the rules. They do not want hotshot cheating on their rest time, And then, of course, a big tragedy comes when they fall asleep at the wheel. Or you have some of these idiots that, pull up next to you and you are in the car and this huge, and I mean huge, rig pulls off next to you and practically pulls you along if you happen to be in a little dinky car, The funniest thing was when we were coming home from the Capitol, and we have to come by, we're on the other side of the country where I live. My son lives on the other side of the country. So anyway, we were coming to my house. And to our wonderful luck, we happened to get stuck in a convoy of military vehicles going home. Now, of course, they must travel nice and slow and careful, and you are not allowed to pass them. You're not allowed to beep your horns at them. You just have to crawl along with them. So we had a good joke about them that we have seen our guys in uniform home to their base, Excuse me. And when they turned into their base, we waved them goodbye. Have a nice day. It was fun. You have to keep in mind, everyone is doing what they are supposed to be doing. There's no use getting hysterical, beeping your horn, getting out, screaming, yelling, swearing. Not going to change anything. That was an experience, let me tell you. Not often we have, because they usually, maneuver their traveling when the traffic is light, or during the night. But I think they were coming back from practicing somewhere, something. And they had to get back, of course, to their, where's number 2? To where they are stationed, because then they had to go for weekend leave. So they wanted to get back as soon as possible also. It wasn't just us. But it was okay, Everybody just went along nice and slow. That's all you can do. I was surprised that there wasn't even any, police escort for them. But everybody knows what we're supposed to do. I would say majority of the time, people here are well disciplined. We've been through so many regimes that you learn to adapt to situations. I mean, we were not in any danger, it was just a little bit inconvenience, that's all. But it wasn't so hot, or anything like that. When my son was on the border, it was hot. And you couldn't even roll down the window. Even if you do have air conditioning, okay, in those big rigs, when they park, the heat comes from the cement in the lot. So you may have air conditioning going, but still it's like, sitting in an oven. So in case you see some of these drivers, just remember they are doing an essential part as far as supplying everything that is needed for everyday life and for the factories to keep on working so people don't get laid off. Over here, there was no compensation if people got laid off because, factories were closed for a little while. And a lot of the factories over here are international factories, so there was a problem of steady supply of work. Thank God we're all finished with that, It was an experience, but however, I do see positive results, such as the expanding of internet service to smaller villages because the children had to have digital learning. And it was in the works for a couple of years from now, but because of the, lockdowns and what have you, they speeded up the development of having internet and Wi-Fi, things like that. Because some of the children, they simply could not get their homework. The only way we could get it to them was to send an email, because they were not allowed to go to school, and they're usually bused to school. There are smaller buses, like for 12 children, for the very small villages. They bring them to a larger village, and then to a small city, like where I am living is a small city. So we are done with number 2 over here. I'm trying to get the corner, the edge done. So let's go with the symbol T. Because once I get the edge done, then I notice that I can place the diamond in a straighter fashion if I have the guideline of the edges done. So this is all symbol T. Holler if you see me making a mistake. Actually, you can see better than I can. What I do see is that this is crooked. Move up. Thank you. Yeah, you know me, I talk to drills. Yeah. Let's see, what are we receiving tomorrow? We're getting that diamond painting. I had my eyes and my heart set on it for over a year, and they were out of stock. It's one of those diamond paintings that are from depict different parts of the Hungary that are famous. And this is a sunrise picture with cherry blossoms over the very famous bridge in Budapest, which is called the Lánchíd. In English, I would say it is a chain bridge, very famous bridge. Budapest is actually 2 cities, One is Buddha, which is the old city part, and the other is Pest, and they are connected by bridges over the river Danube. People always find it rather strange why it is named Budapest, and they realize when they're in the Buddha part that is the old part of the city. Beautiful castles, and there's so much to see. Fisherman's Wharf. Now, I did a picture of that already. And I did a picture of the Parliament, but I did not have this picture of Budapest, with the chain bridge, and I wanted that for over a year. So when I finally saw it, this is made by the company here in Hungary. I go, oh, okay, I want that. This is mine. I had it on my list for over a year. Do not give it. They sell out very fast, so you really have to grab it when they finally put it in stock, because otherwise it's gone fast. Especially, this is springtime, and it's like a spring picture, with the cherry trees, pink and beautiful, and sunrise. So I'm happy. Finally got it. And I don't even remember what the other picture is, because I was so thrilled at finally getting this one, I'm like, yes, I want it. So patience pays off. Seriously. I mean, I waited another picture for 6 months, and I finally got it. In the meantime, we are never without any projects. I always try to look for new and interesting ones. Because I think that is what makes a hobby or a craft fun, to discover new and interesting, sometimes challenging projects. This is how we develop, and we get better and better at it. Now, I do have the big canvas, the very big one, underneath here. And from what I can see, it has relaxed quite a bit. It was folded so tight that we had rather deep creases in the canvas. And I was considering ironing it, but then I thought, let's see how much it will relax once I lay it flat underneath the work I am doing now. And there's some warmth, from the light pad, and also some pressure as I am working, on top of it. And it did seem like a lot of the deep creases had relaxed. So if I do have to iron it, it would be just a little bit of light ironing, which I was worried that if I, do too much with the iron, that the cover paper might melt or it might buckle, something like that. However, I always test the temperature of the iron at the corner of the canvas, where if it is too warm or something, it will not show because it is not in the picture. Always do a test to be sure that you will not ruin your canvas. Even though you think the temperature is good, believe me, it is better to do a little test. Also, read the canvas. Very rarely, it will say in the canvas, do not iron, which means it is a rather cheap quality. It's not really canvas, but perhaps paper. I don't know. But once I saw that it said on the canvas, do not iron. I wasn't about to because it didn't really need any ironing. This was a very big canvas and it was really rolled tight. And this what caused the crease. Because it was rolled so tight, actually folded in a bag rather than, if it was just rolled, it would not have been such a big problem because it is poured on glue and, you don't have rivers and bubbles and what have you with poured on glue. Although I have not seen any lately. So it was just a matter of being rolled up very tight, which caused a few creases, which looks like they are relaxing. So, I thank you very much for spending time with me this morning. Stay safe, stay healthy, be happy. I have a scented candle over here burning. Would you like to see it? Oh, it smells so wonderful. I always have a scented candle, perhaps soft music. Do something to make yourself happy. Any little thing is fine. Be happy. Please hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Mwah.